in the building. You know what it is. We are back. And this time we are back, unfortunately, to say au revoir because this
Oh
is the
wow.
finale episodes of Harlem. And it has been a beautiful ride. Thank you for rocking out with us. We are very
Yes, yes.
appreciative. All the comments, all the feedback that you provided, we
Listen,
appreciate you.
y'all funny. Y'all be knowing because I feel like y'all be with us when we be here. You feel
They be
me?
here. They be
They
here
be
for sure.
here.
Yes.
They be with us. I appreciate y'all on this
We
journey.
appreciate y'all. So make sure, because this is the finale, make sure y'all drop all of the comments, all of the puns, the jokes, get it all out because we want to see it. We want to talk about it, and we cannot wait to discuss this with you. So let's hop into this because everybody wanted to know who the
No,
hell
it's
was
Sabrina.
Sabrina.
Who's Sabrina?
And I think you called it right because you said that it was possible that he was poly. So what are your thoughts about them going down this poly road?
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Seeing that Polly is becoming more mainstream, I wasn't surprised. And I think Tone is the one that actually called it, not me.
Oh yeah,
I said Sabrina could have been like the loved one. If not, it could have been Polly. But being
we
that it turned
disagree.
out to be Polly, like, yeah, I'm not shocked. I feel like they're trying to desensitize people and open people's minds up to these possibilities. It started with the LGBTQ agenda. Now it's Polly. So I just feel like that's television, you know.
I think that it's interesting because we know that Ty is launching the P app, right? Her app is
Hmm.
about the polyamory lifestyle and things of that nature. So I thought that that was a really cool tie-in. I do like how he stood his ground because let's talk about the conversation, right? Quinn, she
Like,
kind of goes a little old Quinn, right? Where she's like, can't there just be one good, honest man in New York
that doesn't
City?
cheat.
And he was like, I'm not cheating. He was like, I thought, and he's real. Let's keep it honest all the way 100.
Yeah,
When they started this thing, it was lights, it was friendly, it was sex, it was no strings attached, right?
that's a
That
fact.
has changed over the course of the months, but
Right.
this is what we talk about in our own conversations, right? That we say having a conversation, a clarifying conversation is necessary. You need to
That's a
check in
fact.
with your partner to be like, hey, um what are
Are
we
we
doing?
exclusive or not?
Right. And so he
Cool.
says, we both agree that this was good for us. And I told you this was good for me because, I have other partners. And he goes in more depth about his actual lifestyle. He says, I'm ethically non monogamous. And I love that he has this conversation because I think a lot of people do not really understand what that means. But it
Right.
means that he's saying, like, I have multiple partners, I have a primary, then I have multiple partners, but they all are aware of each other.
Yeah.
How do you think he handled this situation, especially,
Um,
given that Quinn is reacting the way that she is?
ooh. Okay. So I feel he handled it the best way he could, and well, very well, if you ask me, because he didn't get out of character. He didn't like throw anything in her face. He just clearly stated the facts. He's like, "Hey, I thought you were okay with this, especially the way we started. You said no strings attached, just fun. Now that I see that I'm starting to have feelings for you and the feelings are mutual from you to me, that we should move forward in a way that I feel is beneficial to my lifestyle."
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Quinn, one thing I can say about Quinn is she, I don't know if she's open or naive.
I think she's open because he does go on to say that he wants her to be the primary partner. And here's the thing, when you're not exposed to this kind of thing, for me specifically, I have friends who are in the poly lifestyle, right? So I know a lot about it, even though that's
Mhm.
not my choice. But I do think that it's good to be well versed in these kind of things, even if it's not your cup of tea, because you can have different
Right,
kind of conversations with people, right? So I like
right.
that he says, like, hey, listen, I want you to be my primary partner. I can give you everything that you want if you let me. And it's a real conversation because I think it's necessary. So we go on to see, her not really wanting to have anything to do with him for a second.
Right.
Um, but I do like that she was honest. One thing I will say about Quinn, and I think that I relate to her character because she feels her feels and she's not afraid to like say what she's feeling.
Feeling.
And I think that
Right.
that can go a long way because for me, showing and saying what you're feeling, whether it goes the way you want it to or not, at least you said it, and it's not like, you know what I mean. It's not just
And
in
it's
the
not
back of your
holding you
mind.
down. Right.
Yeah,
It's not. You don't have a what if because you already know now. Like,
exactly.
what if you don't have to worry about if I didn't say this or if I did say this? Like, I like Quinn because she's not a person that missed opportunities to say what's on her mind.
Yeah, I
And
mean, what do they
I think
say? It's better to have loved and lost than to not have loved at all.
hmm
So yeah,
that's very true. And
yeah.
the older I get, the more I relate to that. That's true.
Mm, yeah, yeah. And speaking of loved, right? Angie
Mm,
reads the critics' review and how they're raving about they can't wait to see the
right.
play, right?
The
Which I'm
girls are gonna
happy
be cute.
about because I ain't know what to think with the whole booty drugs in my booty.
I'm not gonna lie. After they showed us a little snippet of the show, I was excited about it. I'm not gonna lie. So the fact that other
Okay,
people are excited about it, I was like, yeah, this is Angie's time. Like, Angie deserves a time for Angie. You
absolutely.
feel me? Like, she's always wanted to be this big star. She's always carried herself as this big star. This is her opportunity to live that, and I love that for her because she's always been the friend that like was just lounging around. You feel
Right.
me? Or hustling to try to get somewhere and scamming to get to the top. You feel me? Like faking it till she made it, and now she on the verge of making
And
it.
now
So
she's
like,
on the top. Yeah, now
you
she's on
feel
the
me?
verge of
Like
making
she's
it.
head, she's headlining her own. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's fire,
Yeah.
and I
And
love
we're
it for
excited to her, but you know who's not excited for her?
her. Right, Mike, and that is so
Because
weird to me.
it is weird. Because I feel like even when you're going out the door, even when you have something going on, you should be super hyped for your person. Listen, I would be hopping around in my shoe, you know,
Right?
hype for my person. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you. Yes, I'm getting ready for what I got to do, but I'm excited for
Yeah.
you. You're going to kill it. I can't wait to see it. Ah, da, da, da. Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm
Right.
going to be your number one
Listen, I'm the
cheerleader,
biggest
baby.
cheerleader. Come on. Like, if I'm not your biggest cheerleader, who is? Like,
This is a
come
fact.
on, man. If you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen, Mike. That's all I'm saying.
That's what
Because
it's
this
looking
girl,
like.
because you knew this girl was coming with some fire when you met her.
Exactly.
You already knew she had a big personality. She told you what she wanted for her life. So why you acting funny now that she getting the show? Now she getting a little recognition. He's like,
Yeah.
whoa, I didn't think that you were really gonna be needing all this time away. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
what you mean? I'm working.
Tone said, Mike
I'm
said, new
working.
wig, who this? He
Yeah,
is
he said
acting
the
real
new way
brand
acting
new.
brand new. He is
But you know
acting
what's
brand new.
crazy? This is
Is he
not.
really brand new?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I was
Is he
getting ready to
really
say
brand
that.
new?
He's never really acted like this.
But he's never really not led with his wallet either. They used to have fun
Mm,
together, yes, but that's also when Angie had all the time in the world to just give to him.
this
Now
is
that
true.
it's a new season, and she is as dependent on him as he is used to, he doesn't know how
Right.
to handle that. So
Yeah.
is he really acting different, or is he just act being himself in a new environment?
Well, we don't know,
We
but
don't know. We don't
they are trying to rekindle and get back to where they were. So they have, he basically says, let's, I got this artist I want you to see. Let's have date night. She's like, okay, I won't talk about girls trip,
Right.
and it'll be just us. And they meet up. They look like they're kind of doing what we kind of do here in Baltimore, which is like artscape. You can just there's art all over the place, and and I think that the art she's trying to call the artist, right? And he's like totally ignoring her. And Mike is like, well, what if we stole a piece, right? And she's like,
Yeah.
or she says that actually. And he's like, I don't know about that. And then she was like, well, I mean, don't tell me you're afraid of a little snatch and go. And he ends up stealing a piece, but he's not actually stealing the piece because the piece that is a piece that he actually had done for her. And this is where they sit down and they have their moment. But to me, I just feel like there's a connection that's missing from them. It doesn't. And here's the thing,
I feel. Go ahead.
maybe you agree. If you don't, you may agree or you might not. I think
Go
the connection with Seth and Quinn feels more authentic and more like connected than Mike and
ahead.
Angie.
I feel like Seth and Quinn have what Mike and Angie had last season.
Mm,
I feel now that things have changed and their lives aren't the way that Mike probably anticipated it to go, it's over. That's what that
yeah.
conversation felt like. That conversation felt like two people realizing they were growing in two different directions.
I definitely
When
agree
they
with
sat
that.
down on that day. And I think at that point is when they both realize something either needs to change or this isn't going to work.
I agree. I thought that it was going to
And
be a the end conversation for real.
it gave us the end conversation type of feel. So it kind of gave a little foreshadowing to me. So I'm trying to see like what really was the breaking point. Like that's what I want to know. But Mike,
Yeah.
like, was it really bother? Does it really bother you that much that your woman wants a career of her own, or is it the career itself?
That's the thing I'm trying to figure out. I think that he just feels like well, I feel like they both do not know how to balance work relationship, right? Because even as a realtor, you still need to have a time, right? So, hey, listen, I my personal hours as a realtor is 7 to 7. After 7 p.m., I'm off the clock unless it's an actual like dire sale that needs to be made right this minute. After 7 p.m., I'm unavailable because how do you make time for your person if you always working, right? And for
Right,
Angie, yes, while you're very excited about girls trip and all these other things, I think also cutting back and not constantly talking about it, and also just maybe asking, both of them should be asking what's going on with each other. They're not doing that, and that's causing the riffraff, so
right,
I do think that I want to see where this goes, but like you said, this conversation felt like a very much this is it conversation.
right.
But maybe this is our last hurrah kind of thing.
Thing, yeah, and that's what was kind of thinking about the other episodes that we have seen. Like, even with the type of wedding that they want, is so different
So different. You're
because
right.
it speaks to the lifestyle Angie is aspiring for, and lifestyle that uh, Mike is aspiring for.
Hmm.
Mike wants simplicity. He doesn't have a lot of family. He wants his wife to be all his and not sharing.
Yeah,
Angie has a big personality. She wants to share her personality with the
with
world.
everyone.
She
Yeah.
comes from a big family who all
Hmm.
have big personalities. So she doesn't know how to be so minimal as a person.
Yeah, I
And I
agree.
feel like that right there is what really is gonna shape who Angie becomes and who Mike becomes as a person. Like as they
I couldn't
progress.
have said it better. I think you nailed that for real. So, speaking of, and I'll say this, I think they need to get it together, and Mike might need to get some therapy to deal with the fact that he does feel alone. And I mean, I get it, right? When you don't have a lot of family, it's easy to feel that way and want that person all to yourself, but it's not realistic. So, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. And
So speaking
so,
of people with not a lot of family, and let's talk about somebody who did stay family, and
child, talk about
and
it.
now trying to build a whole new life. You feel me? Like so,
Listen,
Ty and Ava.
you know what? So, what did you think about that conversation with them about buying the sheets? Because I almost thought instinctively that when they're getting to the cash register and, Eva is like, so, are you down to meet my mom tonight? And Ty's like, well, I got the baby shower, so I might have to stay and help out, and I might not be able to make it. And then she's like, but for you, I can make some adjustments. I can make something happen. What did you think about that conversation?
I feel normally Eva is better at picking up when Ty's uncomfortable, and in that moment, she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel Ty also should have expressed to Eva that she was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I feel like the conversation flowed the way I thought it would in every aspect because once again, Ty has never been tested in her new growth
Mm-hmm.
until, and even when she was being tested, as soon as Eva said something that she could get behind to justify, she went with it.
Yeah.
You feel me? And still didn't make any progress towards the family.
Right.
So it's like, is she really growing or is Ty just really trying to, I don't know, like trying to
I
make,
mean,
make it. I feel
I
like she's
feel
trying
like
to grow, but it's like, does she feel like she moving too fast type thing? Like, who knows? But then
no, I think
again,
that it's a feeling she's never actually felt before, right? Because listen, all 3 seasons we've seen Ty smash and dash, right?
mhm,
She is in and she's out. She's one foot in, one foot out. You good, but now you're not good no more. I like you up, I don't like you anymore. You know what I'm saying? She's been kind of doing that all 3 seasons. And so
right,
now we have her meeting somebody, being with somebody, being consistent with somebody, showing up,
right,
taking the criticism, apologizing to somebody, right? And now she's getting ready to meet the mom. And like you said, there was an uncomfortability that showed when she mentioned the mom. And I don't think Eva, like you said, picked up on it. And also, Ty could have been honest. Eva could have asked more so like, not in a way, because I think we also have to be careful about how we ask our questions. Like, oh, so you cool with that? Because it don't really give you an opportunity to say no. You know what I'm saying? And so I, this unfolded way differently than I thought it would. But she decides that she's going to show up. Right? She Eva tells Ty that her mom is a psychologist, how they're really really close, and
that's what I think
also
scared Ty away.
absolutely.
Eva shared too much information about past experiences of how her mom interacted with previous women she's dated. She was never approved.
Yeah,
That's pressure.
yeah, it
She's a
is
psychiatrist. That's
more pressure.
pressure.
Yeah,
So now, when you put two and two together, you think, oh, she never approved because she's a psychiatrist and she be reading people to filth.
that part.
Crazy.
Yeah, that part. But I will say I was highly disappointed in how Ty handled this. And as we see her pull up in the cab. She gets out, she's seeing Eva and her mom just having a moment, the mother daughter moment, and she instantly gets
That
intimidated.
is no. The fact that they seen her pull up,
Is wild.
she pointed her out to the mom. That's what they was
Wild.
smiling about. They wasn't even having a mother daughter moment over nothing between them. It was over Ty.
That's crazy.
And that is the wild part because it
It's
was
crazy.
over Ty and you left.
Would you have a conversation, a post conversation with somebody who did that to one of your children? No.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was Ty's mom, if I was Eva's mom,
Eva's mom or Eva's
and
dad.
Ty, if I was Eva's dad and Ty left, and I was at the table and I was like, okay, and then she ran down on me to talk to me,
Mm-hmm.
what we got to talk about? There's
That's
nothing
the
to
New
talk
Yorker
about.
in this.
Yeah,
That
what do
is
we got
so
to talk about?
because like
I'm sorry. You already showed me you're a coward and you don't deserve my daughter.
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. You already
Yeah.
did.
And that's pretty much what her mom said, right? She said,
You just proved to me that when things get hard and you get uncomfortable, you're gonna leave my daughter standing in the way.
mm-hmm. Yep.
And I and the mother said, listen, I was with the mother. I got better places to be. I got things to
Yeah.
do. The mother was nice though. She lucky she had a nice mom.
She did have a nice mom. She
Cause I'm not
did.
gonna lie. If she had a parent like me, I would have been like, move along.
I mean, well, I think that I like that she actually was able to, even though she left, right? I think
Hmm.
that I think that them Ty leaving in the way that she did was just distasteful, and for me it was not a good look, and I don't think that there's anything to come back from, at that point, but
Yeah.
no,
How do you
that
come
Ty
back
has
from
something to
that
work
in a
on.
way? How do you like? My thing is for Eva. How do you forgive somebody who does that? Like I understand love, but that's like I don't know. Me personally, that's very humiliating.
It's not even humiliating because one thing
It
we do know is
is.
we see in the scene that Eva is looking at Ty get back in the cab and text, "I'm still at the party. Tell your mom I'll catch her another time." So there's so many different aspects to the dynamic of what's
That's
happening
what's
here is
humiliating.
because
It's like, yo, we seen you, and
yeah,
you're gonna lie to my
you
face,
lied.
and it was so easy for you to lie to me and my mom,
Yeah, that's a
who I
big
already don't get to see. Like, and
yeah,
I'm
that's
sharing
I
that
think
time
that's
with
really
you.
big. Yeah.
That's
I
what I'm. That's the part that got brushed over. I feel in this episode.
Yeah, I think so. I think that it's just that it was intense, and I love the intensity because you see the disappointment, you see the hurt in Eva's face, and I like that
Right.
they did that because it was necessary to really show both hurt. Because if you really peep that scene, they're showing Ty's hurt, like that she doesn't feel good enough, and then you see Eva's hurt with um her actually not showing up. So it is what it is. Speaking of it being it is what it is, bro, let's dig into our favorite, messiest couple who's trying to figure themselves out for the last 3 seasons, which is Camille and Ian. And so Ian is hype about this baby, so much so that he's looking into minivans. Now, I will say this, and I need y'all to hear me. If my husband shows up with a minivan, we have problems, okay? We got some serious ass problems because don't nobody want to be a soccer mom. Get me a Jeep, okay? Get me a truck. Don't come over here with no minivan. But Ian is super hype
No,
about this
what's wrong with the
minivan.
minivan?
No, no,
All
no,
right,
no, 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 no. That's
first of all, it's
crazy.
only one kid. It's only one kid. You already know that.
Exactly.
But uh, he's just excited. He want a
He
family
is.
practical car that he can keep his child safe in the streets of New York.
He's super excited. It's actually very cute because,
It is.
Camille is like, "What are you talking about? We ain't got the money for that, bruh. What are you?" He's like, "Oh,
And
Carmack's
he's
got
like,
a really good deal."
Carvana got it, CarMax or whatever. And I'm like, yo, you know what's so funny about that is that I respect it. I respect it. He said, you don't got, why you worried about it? Because
Yeah,
that's what I heard. I heard, why you worried
yeah,
about it?
he
Because I
did.
see it for a good deal over here. And I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you talking
Right.
about you ain't got the money. I got the money. I just told you, like, what, 2 episodes ago. Like, don't worry about money. Yeah. That's what he said.
I love that they
So
have this banter going back and forth,
I,
how when
I
she's
like
like,
it.
I gotta figure this out, I gotta finish this book, Quinn is throwing me this baby shower that I ain't even asked for.
I,
And
I, I got a question though before we continue. Do you feel he's only showing up like this because of old dude?
oh, you mean
The friend?
Cisco?
Cisco, yeah.
Nah, because
You
it's
don't
only
think
been around for like another, like Cisco hasn't been
I
around.
know, but he ran into Cisco that night and ever since then
That's
they've
true.
been on good terms. Because
That's
even
true.
outside of that conversation with Cisco, he said, "You're right. I'm gonna do better."
Yeah, I mean, it
And
could have
that
something to do with it for
I'm
sure.
saying, Cisco bringing families back together.
Nah, I cannot. Not the thong song brand. It's like, nah, I'm joking. Um, I feel like I like the banter that they have because she's really in her feelings of being pregnant now, and he's also like, hey, listen, let me just do this for you. Let me show up in this way. And I really like that. And so,
Right.
you know, talking about the minivan and whatnot, and Camille was like, listen, whatever. And he's like, he has this moment where he kind of breaks down and he's like, God, like, and I imagine that's most men's frustrations when it comes to like dealing with the pregnancy and things of that nature,
Yo,
whether, especially if you're a good friend, you know what I'm saying? And so I thought
listen,
that was
that,
really cool.
I feel
And
like
so
that whole little scene with them was definitely cool. But earlier
yeah, it
in the
was.
day, we learned that Ian has agreed to take care of the food and cake for the baby shower.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in that moment too, she mentions, "Don't forget the cake." And he said, "Oh my God, the cake!" So he forgot the cake.
He
He
forgot the
only
cake.
had he only had one job.
Only had one job, bro. Food.
And that's the cake. So he hits up Portia because Portia's a chef and asks her to save the day on the cake.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, that was a bold move, especially because
Bold is not the word.
we have not seen Portia and Camille interact outside of Camille popping up to his house and Portia popping out the door.
This is facts. This is facts.
So to ask her for a cake,
To ask her to
mhm,
repurpose one of her cakes for the baby shower is crazy. That's crazy because really and truly, I that's a big ass. That's a big ass.
huge ass. However, Camille knows some people, so they gonna like, who made this cake? Now Portia got business.
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I will say this. Quinn did an amazing job with the baby shower, right? She does an amazing
Yeah,
job with
she
the baby
did.
shower, really putting it together for Camille. And Camille, like I said, she's frustrated. She didn't want the baby shower, but she gonna have this baby
Right.
shower anyway. And this scene was probably my favorite scene. Like I want my homegirl out to watch it so I could be like that
You trying to
part
have a
right there.
Beyonce? Trying to have a Beyonce baby shower?
I don't no 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 no. I want the part where Quinn talks about Camille. But before I get there real quick, we're gonna talk about how Portia is there setting up the cake,
Right.
bro, and is having a little bit of a tiff with Ian, like you don't be worried about what I'm doing over here because you just asked me to repurpose one of my cakes for your baby mama. And like he's like, well, you don't gotta clean up. She's like, it gotta be perfect because your baby mama and her friends ain't gonna be talking about me and my cakes. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a fact.
Which is real.
That's real.
That
That's
is the
real.
real.
No, but the funniest part of that whole scene was the mother and auntie Aunt Tammy and Quinn's mom talking
Yes.
about, oh, I remember when men was decent and they had kept their second wife across New Jersey.
Yes. I was like,
I said,
what in the
yo,
philandry is happening?
listen, you know what's so crazy? That just put into so much perspective of the generations and how women of previous generations dealt with things differently than women today do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like as long as the man took care of the home, women, a lot of women back in the day was
Turn their
content
heads.
to
Yeah.
turn their head as long as the house was taken care of. Today,
Yeah.
women push monogamy as like my way or the highway, and that's crazy.
Well, because cheating is not the same thing, right? Women back then didn't really feel like they had a choice. There was a whole bunch of things happening with women's rights that didn't exist and things of that nature. So it was a bigger deal. But I do think now, looking back in hindsight, the conversations that I've had with a few people have been like, if I could have, I would have left. But it's
I
also
think they
just
was really
different
just
times.
technically monogamous back in the day. They just didn't know the name for
Yeah, all right. Okay, Seth. All I'm saying is
it.
while they was over there talking about how men don't know no better, they was also roasting Ian's ass for his basic Burberry shirt that he wore
Oh
to
my
the baby
god,
shower.
my man's really pulled up with the Burberry shirt. I was like, first of all, if they was trying to portray a New York person, they did a good job.
To the T.
To
To
the
to
T,
the T. Facts.
he that's a fact. Like he definitely has a Burberry, but I ain't gonna lie. If they really wanted to do it, they should have put him in some jeans and some white ups, and then that way it would have really been an authentic New York baby shower. I'm just saying, cool, but it's okay.
All I'm saying is he looked good. All right. Dr. Pruitt popped up and she came with the best gift of the night. I'm not gonna hold you.
That anthropology
Listen,
blankets.
can we just give Whoopi her flowers for really embodying Dr. Pruitt's character? She just does an amazing job. I love her. She is an absolute legend. So shout out to Whoopi. Um, but she comes out with the anthropology blanket, which is really beautiful. And she goes on to talk about it a little bit. And let's not forget that Camille's mom also shows up. And so
I'm not gonna
Quinn,
lie. Camille's mom showing up in her right mind made me happy
hello.
because we have to put emphasis on that right mind. Okay.
I was worried. I'm not gonna lie. I was worried. I was really worried about who we was getting that day. Okay, which
Yeah.
one of y'all was showing up? Because the last time, I don't know
Listen,
who that was.
it was.
You
It's not
know,
all. It's not always my fault. It's
no,
not. It's not always my fault. Tell your
that
doctor that.
was that was dismissive granny, and we got a butler who showed up apparently at the baby shower. She's all nice and sweet and stuff, and I
Yeah,
was
we
like,
got
oh, okay,
Nana.
I like
We
this.
got we got Nana at the baby shower. We got
Right,
Grandma.
exactly. So, Quinn goes to the front and she talks about Camille's life and where these people have known her from and things of that nature. And it even goes, and for me, it even gave me a little backstory, because Ian stood up when I think she said NYU, right? And so we know that like they met at that point in time in life and whatnot. And so Camille basically says, you dragged me into this thing kicking and screaming, but I'm super glad that you did it because we now know the support system that we have. And I really love that. Again, you can see the love and the passion, authenticity in this scene, which is really, really beautiful, especially for Black women to have. And I loved every moment of it. I thought that they looked really cute, Ian and Camille, like just taking the pictures again. And I
Yeah,
will say I think that's what friendship looks like. Even if
that
y'all are not
is.
together, right? I think that friendship looks like this is this didn't turn out the way we wanted to, but we here now. So let's make the best of it and let's be
I
positive
agree.
about it. So
I agree. I do agree. I love
I like that.
the whole like photo booth thing when they was doing, but he kissed her on the cheek.
Well, he kissed her on the cheek, which turned into him late
Yeah,
night
late night
sleeping.
trying to kiss her in the
Yes.
mouth. And
Not
hmm,
late night kissing in the mouth.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. You just had my baby Portia in here fixing the cake, and now you're gonna be in here trying to kiss on Camille. Mm-mm. I will not stand for it. I will not
I
stand
will
for it.
not stand
I will
for
not stand
it.
for it.
Listen,
Mm.
what did you think about that though? Because like you said, he gave her a
I
kiss on the cheek, forehead when they were at the photo booth. Then they get back to the apartment. He finishes painting the nursery, which really looks really beautiful. And then he has a moment where they're eating Portia's cake on the floor. The baby
right there
kicks.
sharing the cake. How y'all having a moment over your girlfriend's cake?
Hey, listen,
That was
don't let your
yo
girlfriend
Uber.
keep you from your
You
wife.
from your wife. You know what? And I believe in that. Don't let your wife stop you from finding you. Don't let your girlfriend stop you from finding your wife. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. But listen. You could have just not made her your girlfriend.
Listen, the new hey, listen, I let's just give Camille her
Portia's a
flowers.
wife too. Portia's a wife too. But he didn't
Yeah,
look at
just
her as
not
a wife.
Ian's wife.
That's not his wife. Portia, I'm
Just not
saying.
Ian's wife. It's the double shrug for me. Listen, we don't know what was
The
happening in that last episode for episode 5, but
for real,
Camille
man.
flowers for being the new Camille and saying you should probably go home to
Oh,
your
oh my
girlfriend.
God. That's just so much strength. I know it did. But
Absolutely.
that's that baby strength though. That's that mommy strength that you get.
Not the mommy strength.
I'm saying, man, when you become a parent, you get a different level of strength. You start being able to deny things that you know ain't good for you.
Well, this is
Tell you.
true.
You gotta
Well,
do
they
what's best for your
all
baby.
they're all doing things that they're all taking strides and doing things that require strength, because as we move into the final episode, episode 6, we figure out that Seth has called Quinn quite a few times, and she agrees to meet with him. And he's like, I feel like you're talking about somebody who's imaginary. And he goes like, well, would it help if you met her? Now,
Right.
you and I had so much conversation on this because say what now? Now, and let's make this, I want to make this a personal for a quick second. If this were you, right? And
Okay.
you're this woman that you fell in love with says, I want you to meet secondary because I want you to be my main. Are you meeting that guy? It's
The person
just-
I am, the person I am, I cannot. I cannot. I
okay.
cannot. I cannot. Only because I'm gonna feel like you could just have her, bro.
What?
You could just have her. I'm past the point in my life where I'm okay with sharing a woman.
Okay, I'll let you have it.
Like,
I'll let you have
like
it.
in my past self, if you would have asked me this 2 months ago, I promise you I would have had a different answer.
Not 60 days. Goodbye, sir. For me, I
I'm
would have
being honest.
gone. No,
I'm
I
being
get it.
honest.
I would have gone though out of curiosity because I need to know, because I think that's the thing with
That's the
women and
difference
men. Like,
between men and women.
yeah,
Yeah, like
like the
that
curiosity is gonna be like,
60 days 60 days ago, I'm telling you exactly. If you would have asked me, I would have given you a different answer. I was like, you know what? Yeah, whatever. She giving me the house, the car, yeah.
yeah, because
But
he definitely
now,
was like, I'll put this whole penthouse in this $8 million penthouse in your name. Well, first of all, it should stay in his name because really, I don't want to be responsible for that mortgage. Okay. So you can keep it and just, give me a key. Now, but she agrees, right? And she decides to meet with this
curiosity
young
pulling up on
lady.
you, like,
Hey, listen, I'm just saying. She decides to meet with this chick, right? She comes
Sabrina.
through, yeah, Sabrina. Quinn pulls
She has
up
a name.
looking fabulous, she
As
kisses
always.
Seth.
Hold on,
And
Sabrina looked good too, though. We're not gonna do that. Sabrina
no, no,
looked
no. I'm not saying that she
fantastic.
didn't look good. She
She looked.
looked good, but
She looked the
that
part.
mouth is trash. Like, I'm sorry.
That
I don't
mouth.
that
That
mouth
mouth
is
is right. That part.
garbage. Okay, basura.
I don't think so. That's
So
why he got her at number two.
oh my, probably. Here's my thing. I just think that she moved way too fast. Upon introduction, Seth is like, "This is Sabrina. This is Quinn." He tells Sabrina like, "Hey, I really want this to work. So like, please, like just like." I don't even know. He should have gave her better instructions, bro, because she did not
Yo,
understand the
I'm not gonna
assignment.
lie. Steph leaving to leave them to talk was that's where he
A
dropped the
bad
ball.
move. Yeah.
First of all, as a man, if you want to secure something, you know you have to do it yourself. You don't leave you don't leave something this fragile in the hands of someone else,
Yeah.
especially a woman who's already been dealing with you. That like you know what I mean? Like you gotta think about this
Hmm.
in the bigger picture. Like no,
Yeah.
you gotta
I
understand the
do agree with
audience.
you. Yeah,
You
I
gotta
think that
understand the
leaving them
audience.
together was bad.
If you truly wanted Quinn, like truly wanted her to be okay with this situation, you would have stayed there and held her hand. You would have walked down. You would have walked them both down. How this conversation was gonna go.
Yeah.
Once she started talking a little too much, you would have like, "Hold up, I got it from here." And then you would have
Yeah.
continued to talk to Quinn, and then you would have let her speak again,
Yeah.
and then you could let Quinn have the
No,
voice.
I agree
You
because as
supposed to,
soon as she
you supposed
start
to
going into sexual
listen. I'm about to
partners
do a
and
seminar
listen, sexual
because men
partners
don't know how
and
to talk to women.
yeah, it was just weird, but I also think that he thought, maybe he didn't want to influence. I don't know what it was, but as soon as homegirl got the talking, she was like, oh, he showed me pictures of your date. Oh, I'm sure he can show. And it's like,
Now
here's the
I'm
thing.
violated. I feel
I
violated.
feel like she was doing stuff on I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like she did some of this stuff on purpose because I can't see you thinking that you are actually just popping up like this and this is your intro to somebody. I did he not tell you that she's not part of the lifestyle, right? And she's not like this isn't her thing. And so she's like, oh,
I think Tone might be on to something. Tone says Shorty running the scam at this point, and she keeps scaring the joints away.
I will agree with
Bingo.
that.
I
I will
feel
agree with
like
that.
she is okay with him doing it for a brief amount of time until she gets to meet them. Then she scares the girl away,
Bing
and
bong.
then boom, now he's only dealing with her until he can find another girl to bring into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gonna find a way to scare her off again until she finds someone that's crazier than her.
Hello, because the whole listen here was it was for me. What it was for me is I wish I had a cell phone because the whole like here are my results, and I appreciated to know who you sleeping with. I need their names. What girl? That's not how this works. That is absolutely not how this works. It was a mad crazy for me, and I think she like again, Tone is probably right. It's a scam. I'm scaring them off. I get to keep all the money. I get to keep them to myself. He'll find somebody else. We'll do this every 6, 7 months. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to stick around long term. And I hope that Seth eventually figures that out if that's what's happening. But
That is what's happening.
I think that Quinn, I love that Quinn was open minded. I do think that that girl did intentionally do that so that she wouldn't have to deal with Quinn. And I think that it was a lesson for Quinn to realize because a lot of people were asking, like, we just hope she doesn't crash and burn, she doesn't get depressed. Listen, Quinn showed up better than ever, honey.
I'm
Okay,
not gonna
but
lie.
like,
I'm not gonna lie. That was the test Quinn needed that I've been saying she needed to get all season, and she passed with flying colors.
absolutely,
I feel I feel that was a great test, and she passed with flying colors. Okay, Quinn has shown a lot of growth in this season, and I just want to give her flowers where I
absolutely,
could. And
yeah,
that was a moment where I said, "Love yourself," and stand on that as you walk away. Good, because Shorty was
yes.
bugging. She like,
Listen,
here all my. You see it? You see it? Yeah. Uh huh.
listen.
Hey,
I
big tested.
love
Yeah.
that.
I've been tested. I get tested last week. I got tested.
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy
whoa.
to me. That's
That's how
crazy
she
to
was.
me.
That's how she was coming off. Though she was definitely
She
acting like
really
she was
did. And we only have room for one person with all that energy, and that's Angie. Okay.
come on,
We are so sis,
come on.
you got to go far from here. And so,
Hey, can we talk about this?
Angie, our queen, our creative, our big star is having her moment. She's excited and she is having a meltdown. She is freaking
Meltdown.
out.
My goodness. And I'm not gonna lie, that meltdown, I didn't see that coming
Me either.
because she was right. But
I was about to say that because of the producer.
then again, once the producer snaps her back into reality when she said, "Yeah, the critic hype is all good until you don't stand up to the plate," and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
why would you even say that?
Why would you say that? Yeah.
And on top of that, she got Mike in her ear like, "Are critics gonna take you serious? Singing
Mm-hmm.
about drugs in your booty?"
Yeah.
And now it's the day that all the hate and all the love come together to bring forth the magic of what is Angie's big day. I ain't gonna front that pressure was real.
It was.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. Quinn was the right friend to send back there to talk to her.
Listen, Quinn is my girl. Okay, Quinn is my girl. She got her snatch all the way because she said something I would have said. You did not eat all of my snacks and sleep on my couch. Okay, to not go through with this right now because listen, honey, you owe me a couple of dollars for those Rice Krispies and them Cheetos that you ate, and I want my money. All right, I want my snacks.
Hello.
So I
Hello.
love that she really went back there. She gathered Angie. She's like, "Listen, we're proud of you. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Go out here and kill it."
Kill it.
And
Right.
she does. She goes out there. She kills it. She has her moment, and the girls are super proud of her. And like I told you when we had this whole thing, I'm like, where is Mike, bro? Because I'm looking in the audience and I do not see that wig. Okay. The
You know
wig
it's okay.
was nowhere to be found.
He was sitting next to Ian in the aisle because he had to go be ready for when the baby came.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So
He was standing in the
nonetheless,
back with the
he was in the
flowers.
back behind Ian in the big bag. We can't
Yeah,
see him because he's short.
you couldn't see him behind the flowers because they were so big.
Yeah. Well, listen, Angie does a phenomenal job. She gets a standing ovation and
Yes.
comes down and she's having a ball. I love the tribute to New Orleans. Shout out to
No,
Nolans. Okay. Shout out to
Nola
Nola.
tribute at the end when they came down the stairs. I
Was
thought that
fire.
was beautifully done. Well done, Harlem. Even though the season was feeling a bit rushed, I do highlight there are a lot of good parts in this
Yeah,
season.
I agree.
Like it was really
I
wonderful.
agree.
You
So
know,
of course, who was it again? I forget his name. Oh, that's so bad. Malcolm Lee. Thank you, Tone. Shout out to Tone.
yeah.
Who says I loved you. I was getting ready to work with Quinta, name drop, but
Name
she
drop.
can't make it. You know what I'm saying? And
And
this
Idris name
movie
drop.
is gonna be with Idris, name drop, right?
Come
And
on,
he's
man.
like Mike shows up and he's handing her flowers and she's getting ready to ask her. She's asking him like what his favorite part was. I knew he was gonna come up to him and lie. So Malcolm Lee interrupted, basically was like, hey, like I want you to come work for me, da da da. But taping starts in June and they're both like, oh, what's that? And he's like, well, that's when our wedding and our honeymoon is. And then he goes, but I thank you for coming to see my baby girl
Baby
tonight.
girl. Baby
Um,
girl.
he was better
Hello.
off saying fiance.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. When Malcolm Lee cringed and Angie cringed,
It was
and
cringe.
he was just like,
Do, 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 do,
yeah.
do.
I was like, no,
No. He was
no.
better off
That was
just
it.
saying, I'm
I'm
so
not
glad
gonna
you
lie.
came to see my fiance
That's
or
him. That's him
something.
writing his death certificate right there. It's over. It's over.
He was writing his death certificate for sure, because then he followed up with the fact that you're even considering that is a problem for me. And he proceeded
Yo,
to say that if you decide, he said, you can either choose to do this or not, but either way, the wedding will not be postponed, and that will be it. That will be done.
yo.
What did you think about that? Because I thought that was, first of all, not on my special night. I should punch you in the
Nah, on my
face.
special night. I ain't gonna hold you. I felt like he should have definitely held that until after. But
Right.
I'm glad it happened when it did.
Yeah.
Because Angie gonna be in the movie. Angie gonna be in the movie. He gotta go. I don't care. We don't got no wedding plan no more. Get your money back. Cause I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't liking that no more either. Like I wasn't. After the last conversation, I feel like
Well, here's my thing. I
it
just
was
felt like
over anyway.
once you give somebody an ultimatum, that's it. That's a right. I don't think that ultimatum should come in marriages, relationships, or anything. Mike really was just doing the most, and at this
Yeah,
point, it's
yeah.
it's
It's
not
giving
giving.
it's giving insecure man.
I'm not
It's
gonna lie.
giving
I'm kind of
insecure
sad
man
because
with a
that's not
bad
who he
wig,
was when
and I
we
don't
first
like
met
it.
him. But people do change, right? So
Yeah. All right.
yeah. So
So
moving
moving
on to people
on.
who change. Ty, okay, Ty shows up at Eva's job and she pretty much is like, first of all, girl, just wait for everybody to come out of the conference room. Stop it, Ty. Stop it.
Yo, that was cringe too. First of all, you was being very inconsiderate. One, two,
Like, these
you
people don't know
can't be
you.
that demanding. You can't be that demanding when you stood her up and lied,
Lied.
and then you acted oh good. It's like, baby, what's wrong?
Yeah, no, I definitely did not like that. She was just like, oh, Didn't you get my text? I remember returning my calls, and she said, "Listen, first of all, the carry on this is crazy." Eva was like, "Ty, I need you to remind you while looking at her papers, this is my place of business and work, not a place to discuss personal matters." Okay, mic drop. Hello, I gotta use
Right.
that. I don't know where I'm gonna use it at, but it's good. It's gonna get used somewhere. Cause I said, "Oh, that is spicy for real, for real." So I like that Eva definitely held her ground. And then she proceeded to say, like, you lied to my face. I sent you this. She said, I saw you text as I looked at you and pointed you out to my mother as you were getting out the cab because I got up to greet your ass. And your raggedy ass decided to get back in the cab and text me and lie. So, yeah, now what? And she was like, well, what did Ty even say? Because I can't even remember. I think she was just like she
She
was scared,
said,
right? She was like, it was just a
yeah,
dinner with. She was like, this
it
is
was
dinner with
just
my mom, and she's
right.
like, no, that's a lot of pressure when the woman that you want to be with or the person that you love, or that you can see
Yeah,
yourself with,
right there.
and
She was like,
I mean that's
long
real
story
though.
short, no, I'm not gonna lie. After that conversation, I feel Ty know for a fact that she fucked up, like for a fact, and
Yo,
it really like puts into perspective because the first time, right, where they had the little tiff and she
mm-hmm.
kicked out the office, she already told you what it was. So now that you lying to her and then
Yeah.
playing and
But listen, when Eva said that line, when she was like, you know what, I don't even know why I'm tripping because you showed me who you were the first time around. You said all the red flags that were going to show up, and I didn't believe you. But best believe I believe you now.
you know,
And so I think that that's what Ty needed because you play too much, okay, Ty. And Tone wants you to know that you did her girl, okay, her wife dirty. She don't like it. All right, she don't like it, Ty. You dropped the ball, and Tone said you make her
yo,
sick. All right. So,
bro. Oh my god. So
so
all
for
I would
real.
say to that is, yeah, you play with your food and you fucked around and found out.
Hello.
And I didn't feel bad for tying that moment when Eva said what she did.
I didn't
Right?
either. I didn't either. I
Because
will
you
say that I'm glad that she got that kick in the ass because she needed that. And then she
mhm,
decided to do something about it, which was, she showed up to the hotel where Eva's mom was and was
mhm,
able to convince her to let her take her to the airport so they would get a chance
right.
to, you know, chance to
As
talk it
her
out.
mom, would you have accepted that ride?
The persistence. Yes.
Mhm.
If she had only asked once, I probably would have said no. But the persistence that came with it was like, I want to tell you how much your daughter means to me if you give me the opportunity. And so I'm like, okay,
Maybe because I'm the dad, and I'm like,
yeah.
you left my daughter at the altar. That's how I see it.
Not at the altar. I mean, well, dinner is not far from the altar though. Because for real, if you was on live, leave me standing somewhere. Facts. This is facts. I think that here's the thing. Being a psychologist, the mom was just like, I know that sometimes people do put extra pressure on themselves. Let me see what this because listen, she can sift out the bullshit. She is a professional. So
Yeah.
whatever Ty says that don't add up, she gonna dismiss that right away. She won't have nothing to do with that, right? And so we
Mm,
see that Ty has this
you know what?
conversation.
As a shrink, I think I would take the conversation too.
Yeah, see, you know,
Okay.
I was
What
a
do you
shrink
think
in
is
my
the worst?
past life.
I think I was too, but
I'm a shrink in my
I
past
think I'm
life.
gonna transition to life coach now because we're in an era where you can do that.
You can I'm done with you. So here's the thing. We don't see them have the conversation, but we know that the conversation goes well because Ty is at home chilling and she gets a message from the concierge saying that you have a visitor downstairs. So she goes downstairs. It's Eva. Eva is saying my mom has is very convincing. She told me to come and hear you out. Seems like she's a fan.
Right.
And the mom is like, turn the phone around. Let me talk to Ty. And she tells Ty, don't f this up. Like,
Don't
Don't
Don't.
F this up.
You only get
Now,
one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a
hello.
lifetime.
Once
Come
in a
on.
lifetime classics. I was not sure where this was gonna go. Were you at all surprised that this is the turn that it took?
Yes, but no, because when you told said boo, but when you think about it, man, and you really realize when you met your person and you almost lose that person not once but twice, you be darn damn if you lose that person a third time or risk losing that person a third time.
Facts.
And I feel she did, even though I don't feel she's 100% ready to be married, I do feel she's 100% invested in the commitment to be ready.
Yeah. So here's my
And
thing.
that's
I
what
I
I
agree
gave
with
you
you,
enough of
but I was saddened that they didn't that Ty didn't go
to her
fix things
family
with her
first.
family before doing this. That's my only issue. My only issue is I think that it's really it needed to be to show the progress that Ty actually makes. I wanted to see her do something that was hard. You know, she yes, she apologized to Eva. Yes, she, apologized to the mom and had a conversation with her, but
But that's not the
she
parents
didn't
you wanted to see. That's a
right,
fact.
right.
That is a fact. Can we put some weight on that? But even this say now we really have to go see them. And I'm going with you. I'm family now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
I
feel it's
do
gonna
like that.
happen.
But I also feel like sometimes we don't all get the opportunity to do things with people. Sometimes you got to do that shit alone.
On your own. You do. You do. You gotta stand on it if that's what you
Yeah.
really want. And it's tough.
So,
That's what I'm telling
listen,
you. If you'd have asked me 2 months ago, I would have gave you a different answer today, because today I'm a different person.
I'm a different person than I was yesterday, bro. I get it.
Okay?
So,
And Ty woke up as a different person and proposed to Eva.
let's get to the meat and the potatoes. Everybody has been waiting. Everybody wants to know, do they, won't they, should they, shouldn't they, will they, won't they? Yes. Yes,
Yeah, I told you.
they
I called this.
do.
Now this one I called. I
You
called
did
this
call
one.
this. You did call
I
this. So we
called it.
see that
And
Camille is due any moment, right? Doctor says you need to have the go bag. And Ian puts in a security system. He's calling her on the phone. You know what this reminded me? And it might be paying homage, right? Follow me with this one. He's on the phone, right? He's like talking to her, and he's like, don't worry, I'll set it myself. And she's like, this, this overprotective thing is really getting on my nerves, da 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 da. And she hangs up, and he's like, Camille, Camille, Cam, man, that reminded me of Best Man. Remember when he's talking to Robin and he's on the phone? And first of all, that's Tay Diggs has done that scene twice,
ah,
bro. He did it in Brown Sugar when
yes,
he's talking to Sinai, and then he did it again in Best Man when he's talking to Nia Long.
right.
That's
But
crazy.
so maybe it was like a homage to
I,
those
I think
movies.
I thought it was cute though. I mean, if you
The
listen,
foreshadow,
if you
because
know,
in
you
those
know.
movies too, you got to think about it. The foreshadowing of the love stories were definitely real, and which in this show is definitely a huge foreshadow of a love
Yes.
story, which I love that I was able to see.
Yeah, I did. You did call it, and so
And
he
it
gets
gives.
off the phone
Can I
with
can I tell
Cam.
you the
Go
truth?
ahead.
I feel like Harlem was a sped up version of a New York version of Insecure.
That's interesting.
It was a New
Why you
York
say
version of
that?
Insecure because Ian is Lawrence. Instead of getting another woman pregnant, he got Camille pregnant. Camille is Issa. Instead of like being a property manager, she's into anthropology.
Okay, you might be onto something.
Like I'm saying, like we instead of we got y'all, She was working at she was working at Columbia.
Listen,
You know, like I'm just saying, it was
yeah,
the New version. I like it though
yeah.
because the message that it's a group of four friends who all
Mm-hmm.
navigate in different avenues of life.
That's
The
true. The Brooklyn
comic
version, yeah.
relief friend, they all got one. The serious
And
friend,
yeah, I
sometimes who
definitely
loves
think
marriage and
that.
love. Like I'm saying,
Yeah,
they
that's
listen.
true. That's very, very true. I actually could see that. I'm not low key. I want to go watch Insecure, but nonetheless, listen. So Ian gets off the phone with Camille, and Portia comes around the corner. Now, mind you, Portia had run into Camille early in the day. It was a very awkward ass conversation that did not need to be had. But I know that Camille was just having diarrhea of the mouth because she was uncomfortable.
Right.
Um, and so Portia says, where were you last night? And he goes, I was at I was at her house putting the crib together. And she was like, till 3 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, yeah, it was a really big crib. And he was like, we're having a baby together. Like this, like I was being there for her. And she goes on to say, well, when I talked about our life, I did not, the future did not include your baby and, and Camille,
Right.
and basically says like I think if anything you wanted to be there because you're still in love with Camille.
Hmm.
First of all, the silence was so
Loud,
loud,
so loud.
so
It was
loud,
too loud. It was too loud.
too,
It was
like
too
you could
loud.
hear everything, the pin drop, the air, your
Everything.
breathing,
Too loud. Too loud.
like
Why
the
was it so
whole.
loud?
That's crazy. This
Ah,
scene, I'm not gonna lie, they did it very well. His silence was loud, and she was like, "Why are you with me?" And he said, "Because I didn't want to quit. I didn't want to quit like my marriage." And what did you
and
think about
you
that?
know, I felt that in my spirit as a man because Amaya, Desire, we will talk about this on a later date. But just know, I felt this in my spirit as a man because we all been there. We felt like we had to prove to other people or prove to ourselves that we put in the time or the effort to make a successful relationship. But it'd be
Yeah.
with the wrong people. So we trying to prove something for, in a situation that we don't need to be in. And
Mm,
it's so crazy. And I like that we finally got this conversation from Portia
yeah.
because I was tired of her just being like, try to fudge.
Yeah.
No, that's not what real New York women like. Sorry, not sorry. I'm just saying.
Sorry, not sorry. I do think I'm glad that we had this conversation because I think that it was it was overdue. And I think that part of Portia felt that even before now, once Camille shows up at the doorstep the first go round, I think she felt like, all right, something is still there. Something is still lingering. And so to even have this conversation, and even listen, the spiciness in this episode was crazy because she definitely was like, he asked her, like he says, I'm sorry, like I didn't mean to hurt you. She says no, but it just happened that way. And then he goes, well, what about the embryos? And she said, fool, I don't need you for that. Doctor already told me not to fertilize all my eggs. God damn.
That's a fact, though.
Sheesh.
That's a fact.
But you know what? Maybe the
It
doctor
is.
did that because she knew
She
that
already
she
knew.
recognized him from being with Camille at the ultrasound. So
Yes. Hello. That's why. But she couldn't say nothing because of, HIPAA. But
confidentiality. Yeah.
but she can advise. Listen, I ain't in your business, but if it was me, what I would do was not fertilize all my eggs,
Hey,
just
listen,
in
that's it
case
right
this
there.
don't work out. I'm not having this person's baby.
Hello, hello. Okay,
Just saying.
listen. Listen. You perfectly said because that's dead ass probably what happened for sure. Like for sure, for sure. And so
And the doctor probably seen the energy between Ian and Camille and
versus
Ian and
Portia.
Portia and was like, oh, I see it now. So now we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna mix around this to make sure that baby girl don't get all her eggs in one basket. Cause
Hello.
his eggs already in her basket. Come on, I'm just
Hey,
saying.
yeah, this is eggs
I'm
already.
saying. I like it. I like it. Come through,
I
Doc.
listen.
Come
I
through,
I
Doc and
love it.
Stuffins.
I
Hey, you
love
get
it.
it?
I
Cause she's
cannot with you,
getting her
Dr.
pregnant. Ah, I like
So
it.
we see
I
that
like it.
basically all this unfolds. Portia leaves, and this is where the part we get to where they're at the Angie's play, and they're having a moment. Back that ass comes up, and her water breaks.
I'm not gonna lie. The fact that her water broke to
Doing
back
back
that
that
ass
ass
up,
up,
my God. And they're having a daughter.
and they're having a daughter who they name
Foreshadowing is
Harlem.
crazy.
Who
She's
they
backing
name
that ass up in
Harlem.
Harlem.
Yeah.
Baby break. Oh, that's amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
So they have their
That was
moment.
good. Though. Yo,
Yeah.
Ian at the ball talking about. She like, yo, Camille's water broke. He's like, oh, y'all just funny today, huh?
Right, yeah. Hey, listen, I really love I'm not gonna lie, these last two episodes are my favorite. I think that they were very well done. They gave us a lot, but not too much, and they played out very well. And
Yes,
so,
they showed. They showed a lot of
them
chemistry
getting to
between
the
everybody.
baby and making it there, of course, when they get baby Harlem home, Ian is like, I think we need some more space, and Camille's like, we can't afford it, and then she says, and then he's like, well, we could just move it to the brownstone,
Welcome.
and
Hey,
she's like, I know
it's
you
our
don't think me and
hustle.
Portia are gonna
Mhm.
live under one roof, and they
Yeah, I
have that
saw her.
moment where he gets teary eyed and he's like, she accused me of being in love with you, and I thought that I was masking it. I thought I was doing a good job of hiding it, but it's always been you. It's always going to be you, and I don't want to do this, any other way or with anybody else. And I love that moment of sincerity because it came from him and not her. I think a lot of times we usually see it coming from the woman. So to see it coming from the man was really nice because I think that it allows men to show their emotions. And I
Yeah.
want that specifically for black men. I really want them to
Black
have
men, it's
that.
okay. It's okay to be vulnerable, black men. It's okay.
Absolutely.
Not to everybody.
Absolutely. Not to everybody. You gotta pick and choose for sure.
Yeah,
So
definitely. But just know it's okay to be vulnerable.
yeah, so we get our happy ending. Camille and Ian are together with baby Harlem. Quinn chooses herself and runs into Isabella at the fertility
Uh,
clinic after
oh my
running into the
God.
friend who was pregnant, right?
I'm
Very
mad we're not
interesting
getting
turn of
anything.
events.
I'm
I
mad.
know because that seemed like a cliffhanger for sure,
That's
but
everything ended on a cliffhanger.
it did.
Everything.
It did.
It was no 6 months later, a year later, nothing. It was
That's
a
true.
cliffhanger.
They could have did that. They could have did that.
They need a
Angie
part 2 to the
tells
season or something. Like what's going on here?
they might give us a movie. Hello, let's get Harlem the movie. Hello,
Harlem the movie.
Harlem the
Mm,
movie. Do a
I'm here
do
for it.
3 years later or 5 years later. Let's see
Come
what is
on.
given for sure.
Shit. It could
So
be 10 years later
Angie
because
has
then
that
that way his
conversation
daughter
with
could be
Mike,
grown.
right? And she's talking about how compromise, and he's like, how can you fix your lips to say that I don't show up for you and I don't compromise? And she was like, you know what, let's just do ourselves both a favor and just do what makes us happy and puts the bring on the table. Again, doing a movie with Malcolm Lee. Girl, get your life, okay? We love this for you. We're happy about it. We kind of
I'm not
knew in
gonna
the
lie. You
last
didn't take
two
any L.
episodes.
You
Not
didn't
at
take
all.
any L.
Not at
You
all.
didn't
I
take any L.
totally agree.
No
um
L. Ty,
yeah,
you
so
almost took an L, but
Ty's
you pulled
engaged
strong.
and we'll go visit her family in Atlanta. Listen, we literally can have a movie. Ty goes to visit her family in Atlanta and gets married. Seth, Ian and Camille get married, possibly, right? Quinn maybe has a baby solo or has a baby with Isabella, and
Right.
Angie is a big star. So like literally we have a movie that can
Right. A
happen,
movie.
right?
Or they can make
Um,
their own version of Girl Strip.
this is true. They could do that
Harlem.
as well. They could do that as well. For me,
Harlem.
I will say this
Harlem.
season for me was too short. I would have appreciated maybe
They
two
could call
more
that Dykeman.
episodes.
Mm.
I would have loved to see at least two more episodes just because I didn't want it to feel rushed. I think they did a
Right,
good job. I love the closeness of it as far as how everybody came together, how the episodes were done. I did feel the building of characters following the storyline all the way through, but I just would
right,
have liked a little bit more. I think that it was a missed opportunity to have Portia and Camille have a conversation,
right,
Ty meeting with the family before proposing, um, Ian really having a conversation, maybe with a therapist, to talk through the feelings and what was happening, and with Angie really seeing, like, dating Mike a little bit more to
right.
see what their connection was, because I feel like that was a little rushed too. So those are my final thoughts. What about you?
I'm gonna agree with you on most of your thoughts. Would have loved to see that chemistry of acting between Portia and Camille. Would like to see not necessarily a cat fight, but like a passionate, mature conversation between two women who are dealing with this situation and how
Right.
to navigate that. Like I think we needed a healthy example of what that looks like, and we missed that opportunity to show the community. I do feel that the Sabrina, Seth, Quinn situation definitely is going to open up a lot of conversations for people in the
Mm-hmm.
future. Um, I do feel Ty and Eva should have definitely handled Ty's business personally before enabling her to always have help, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I feel
We
if
all
Ty
need
didn't
help.
have to help, I feel if Ty didn't have to help, she wouldn't do it either. So
Right.
I'm a little indifferent. Angie, live your best life. We will live your best life. I'm happy for you. I really feel like this is the break you needed, the growth you needed, and you got the man that your old self wanted, but your new self wouldn't allow you to settle. And I
Okay, Pastor Denny.
listen, I told you
I love
2 months
it.
ago I was a different person. Today I'm a new man.
Hey, listen,
So,
amen, amen, to new to
amen.
new growth, to new chapters,
Right.
and for us guys, a new show. So if you have been here joining us on Harlem, then you know also on the channel we are doing a review of Paradise. Be sure to check us out over there and drop your comments. Let us know your thoughts. We appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with us. And until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.